event in this video is grid locked. We take part in a 5-minute qualifying session in order to determine our starting order for a 45-minute race. During the race, each driver must make a pit stop to complete an off-track challenge. Except this week, Silky decided to run things differently. We had our usual qualifying session, which was as usual awful for me. I had a slow kart, but after coming into the pits on lap 3 to swap, I wasn't able to complete a full timed lap in the new kart. In the slow kart, my fastest lap went like this. A 1 minute 0.5. Of the 11 drivers, that's me down in 9th place. Thankfully, the new kart did feel quicker, and it's number 2, which has been pretty quick in the past, but only time was gonna tell. With all that said and done, qualifying didn't really matter though, so let me explain. The race wasn't going to include a mandatory pit stop, although it did turn out a lot of drivers would be black flagged. The race would be started in a Le Mans style. The karts were lined up in the pit lane in qualifying order, ready to be jumped into, and the race started. But it's still not as simple as that. Before you could start the race, you had to complete a word search. 10 words were to be found, and once you'd found all 10, you run downstairs, jump in your car, and off you go. After 5 minutes, anyone still completing their word search was to go down and start the race anyway, and as long as they'd found at least 7 words, they'd be left to race. If you found less than 7, they'd be black flagged for a time penalty in the pits. There was another way some drivers were black flagged too, and that was if they took their word search down to start the race before those 5 minutes were up, but they hadn't found all 10 words, a black flag, a time penalty. The balance of speed, risk and reward were needed here. We were each handed the same word search with our kart number written on it, lined up and counted in. 3, 2, 1, go! Some people don't know the numbers 1, 2 and 3. I've been quietly confident from the start, and once I get in a flow, I tend to be quite quick at word searches.
Right, you start from the bottom, I'll start from the top.
I just need to get in the flow first.
What have you found?
I found Silky flag and pits.
I can't hear you.
Haha. Helmet.
When the staff tested this, they were completing the word search in about 2 minutes.
Pedal. Fuel. Belt. Barrier. Tyres. Where the fuck is the engine? Engine! Done! Done!
I was done in 1.
If you don't remit, fuck off! Fuck you, go!
Sam had been copying off of my sheet, but we'll come back to that in a moment. For now, I'm first out of the pits. I've gone from 9th place to 1st place without driving anywhere. As I jumped into the car, I managed to move the brake pedal. Thankfully, I was able to just lean forwards and knock it back into place. Remember, I'm the only driver in a different kart to their qualifying lap time. As I come round to the pits, Charlie is leaving and Amelia is jumping into her kart. Have any others got out in front of them though? I don't know. I'm already over a second quicker than I was in qualifying. This car is quick. At this stage, I don't know if Charlie knows that I am a lap ahead of him. But he is holding me up though, so I could do with getting past him, as Amelia has caught up with us as well. I roll deep to carry some speed and slide on past at the hairpin. We are now more than 5 minutes into the race, so everyone should be on track. It looks like the marshals have their black flags at the ready as well. And the black flag is being waved. We are 3 karts all quite close together at this stage, but I know it's not for me. It does take Charlie a couple of laps before he realises it's for him and goes in to serve his penalty. He must have made a mistake on his word search. I've caught Braden, and thankfully he is on the ball and moves over to let me through. Nice one. It's clear track ahead. Amelia is just behind me, a lap down. I can settle into a rhythm and pass these laps away knowing I'm fairly secure. I'm driving along, managing my pace. I don't want to be pushing too hard and risk hurting my back or just tiring myself out. It is a long race after all. I've got Amelia right behind me still, but now she's beginning to look a bit more racy. She's drawing alongside, coming up the ramp. I've no real reason to start defending hard though. If she gets ahead on track, she's still got to complete another lap and pass me again before it's for position. I don't think she knows that. Physically, I'm fine to carry on, but mentally, I am tired. I start making a series of small mistakes, like hitting the barrier here on the exit of turn 2. So when I roll wide out of the lower complex, I just lift and let Amelia through. I'm hoping having someone to follow and chase will help refocus my mind. We've caught up to Alec now. He's usually pretty aware of who's coming up behind him, and I don't think we'll have too much trouble here. I give a wave of thanks as usual, but he could have made that a bit easier for us. This is actually the first time that I've had the machinery to be able to keep up with Amelia since these new karts arrived. She has a great line that I find easy to follow, and I end up learning a fair bit about these new karts over the remaining laps. So we've now caught up to Doodle, who lets us by easily at turn 5. And so it continued, lap after lap after lap. Amelia closely followed by myself. Amelia thinking she's leading the race. Braden is now ready to be lapped again, moving over to leave space at turn 1. And a wave of thanks goes up once again. Alec moves over again in the lower pits and he gets another wave of thanks. Out of nowhere, this happens. Just keep watching. A 57-second lap. I've not had one of those since the final round of Grid Series. That was 2 months ago. I'm 500ths off my personal best, but it's still a very good sign regardless. And it brings my BIKC qualifying average time down much further than where it is. The final 2 laps continued as the rest had, closely following Amelia. We come up the ramp and there is no checkered flag, but the lights do turn yellow. The race is over. Amelia thinks she's won. I know otherwise, as I give a little in-car celebration. So what happened to Sam? He left the pits not all that far behind me, and I mean, after all, he does think he was catching.
I was catching you.
But it turned out that despite copying from my sheet, he missed a word.
You did it with them, didn't you? You still missed one. Huh? What a helmet! What a helmet!
Remember kids, if you're gonna copy off of someone, copy correctly. Despite getting black flagged for that missing word, Sam did hold on to 2nd place. Amelia hadn't in fact won and was in 3rd place. So finally, I've had some luck and found that top step again. Until next time, cheers.